I'm just done with them in general. I'm sick of the microtransactions. I've been sick of various additions from Ubisoft. The way they utilize promotional material. Just some of the behind-the-scenes stuff too. Kind of just as behind me. But I'm just sick of a lot of the monetization crap, all that sort of stuff that they have done. The stuff going behind the scenes that are similar to what we've been hearing of places like Activision Blizzard. We haven't heard it as prominently, or that it's not as big at this moment talked about as Activision Blizzard. Right now, Activision Blizzard is much more talked about in these terms. But other than that, their open world games have been tiring the crap out of me too. Like, I'm absolutely sick of their games, and like I said, various amounts of monetization and such has just gotten over the top for me. I've stuck with them. They've been like a favorite company of mine forever. I was giant, my favorite game series of all time, other than Mass Effect, which kind of booted off the king of my favorite games, Splinter Cell. I loved Splinter Cell, I grew up with Splinter Cell. Such a good game series, still really is, and is definitely still very much up there for me. But, yeah, like, it frickin' sucks. They don't pay attention to Splinter Cell. They're making a remake, which not as promised, I don't feel like is too promising, because not only will they probably not have Michael Ironside, and probably will have a different main character that nobody gives a crap about, or that has to be established all over again, or they get a wrong voice that just does not match the character at all. Even if it's supposed to be a new, fresh take, it's just never going to be the same, and it's probably not going to be as good, because you're expecting to compare it to the other version. You know there's going to be people to do that, and you're setting yourself up for that anyways. And also, have you seen some of the remasters or HD versions of like Assassin's Creed and crap? Those don't always turn out good. So I don't have high hopes. Even the Prince of Persia thing, which, by the way, where the hell did that go? I've not much. Is kind of taken a back seat and didn't look that promising either. It looked kind of like Grand Theft Auto territory of remaster almost. Not as bad, but still not as great either. And I just don't have trust in this greedy as hell company. There's only so few games from them that are very promising, and those are like new IPs, like Immortal Phoenix Rising. There's the Mario plus Rabbids, stuff like that, and Riders Republic, kind of. Stuff like that has been promising, but that's so few from what we actually get, even especially of the big name titles like Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs. We don't even get a lot of the big name titles. Like, we haven't seen and they rely too much on live services as well as NFTs, which we're hearing thrown around quite a bit, and Ubisoft's like one of the first ones to frickin' bring that into the public. And a lot of companies are trying to follow in the footsteps of. Thank you, Ubisoft, for that crap. You started this garbage. Just frickin' hate the amounts of business practices this company has taken over time is just wearing me out, and I feel dead inside because of this crap. This is a company that's made a lot of my favorite games here. To Ghost Recon, to Splinter Cell, to Rayman, to Prince of Persia, all sorts of games. Whether indie or obscure, I love a lot of their games, even when they took over from other game companies that had games to make too. They took over and made some excellent games. For example, they did make a later sequel to Age of Empires. I love Dark Messiah, what a ridiculous over the top game. And they made I love the physics of that game. I loved Dark Planet. Not many people even talk about that anymore. I love kind of like StarCraft a little bit. Just a little bit. And they had, speaking of which, where's Skull and Bones and the next Beyond Good and Evil? We haven't heard crap about those, other than Skull and Bones development isn't sounding good. I miss a lot of features that used to be in some of these games, like where the hell is the multiplayer or whatever of Assassin's Creed. Like, that's completely gone. That's dead. Like, even Splinter Cell's amazing. Like, they were known for making some of the most unique and awesome, like, multiplayers, and yet they give us nothing. And it's just really disappointing and sad. But yeah, like, their games have tired me out. They blended together way too much. And every game recently from their big series have been super disappointing, with only a few, like, DLCs being good. But I'm even disappointed in those places as well. Just like DLC, season passes, and expansions. Like, my wallet would be emptied out by all the crap constant crap they have in the yearly releases. It's ridiculous. I'm just done. I'll keep an eye on some things with Ubisoft, like, of course I'm keeping an eye with, frickin', Splinter Cell and Prince of Persia, but other than that, I just don't care anymore. I'm tired out by this crap. Thank you for killing the game industry with your garbage. Your aim was partially garbage. There you are. Now let's space games. So if that doesn't tell you something, then I put in there, but I guess not. Yeah, when it comes to their stuff, there's just not a whole lot to care about. Their latest Far Cry, Watch Dogs, Ghost Recon especially, Division, and even the games they kept going, like Rainbow Six and For Honor, have all been really, like, tiring me out. That was my internet. The recording might disconnect.
So, our first rocket recon mission failed. But you know what they say, when one launch pad door closes, another one opens.
Okay.
And behind that door,
Just check.
go parts in it, which you will go and
says
source for
live
me
streaming, but
right
keep in
now.
mind it could disconnect.
This is very exciting for you.
It's very likely that it might disconnect, actually. better assault rifle. And Game Awards, like, they've been pandering a lot of crap and such. It just, like, it doesn't represent people in general who game. They have too many music sections and fucking ads like crazy. They focus too much on phone games. Don't give a crap. There's some phone games that are great, but if they only put their focus on those greedy pieces of machinery, then not machinery, but games on phones, then like the gaming we know is dead. And I don't want that. I'm not saying completely, but it will be a big negative effect on gaming that's already there. Some of the game proof that are killing gaming slowly. It's so sad. All the stupid stuff they're doing. Stupid stuff they're saying. There's just a lot of cringy moments in those freaking games. They show us games that we just don't care about. There. That sucks. Okay, what the hell is going on? Yeah, it's just getting ridiculous with these different companies. A lot of game companies for that are like that for me. Like PlayStation's pissing me off lately too. Sony. Capcom hasn't been pissing me off, but Capcom has made disappointing games lately. And then you got stuff like just either terrible companies that are hard to trust now after their previous works of art, you could call it, have failed. Such as stuff like Bethesda with Bethesda, or CD Projekt Red with Fallout 76 and Cyberpunk 2077. Just a lot of things not to give a crap about. And it sucks. It really sucks. And like with only a few companies like Microsoft and being more consumer friendly, but still having mistakes here and there, or companies like From Software, absolutely love them. They haven't done much wrong recently. Even when they have something greedy, it's somewhat cool. Take, for example, the collector's edition of Sekiro. That was like an $80 collector's edition, and it gave you what the equivalent of $150 or so bucks version of a collector's edition gave you. Though people did eventually buy it, probably some scalpers and such, and sold it for more on places like eBay and Amazon. So, of course, that raised the price. But the official price from the company themselves was not that. So, even they're able to pull off some pretty cool things. PlayStation, I feel like a lot of their exclusives are very overrated, like Horizon Zero Dawn and such. I even feel like God of War is too, to some extent. I don't hate those games, I don't think they're bad, but I do think they're overrated. And then there's Nintendo. I think Nintendo is truly like the one company that gives a crap to an extent. I mean, they also assholes too and make mistakes, but they actually give a crap about making decent games and making them work. We got 2 Spider-Mans. Shut up. Close though. And my PlayStation's been acting up. My Elgato hates the crap out of me. It doesn't want me to record. I just tested the commentary, and it is broken as hell on that. It can only record the video fine. It will not record audio and video, which sucks. It will record like camera video too, which is fine, but I cannot talk during those unless I have a friend in a party or something or on game chat in my game and his mic is echoing my voice through it or something. So that's the only way you can like hear me, and I have 2 friends that can do that for me via using either their phone to talk to me in a party or something else. Like just maybe one of them's got a bad mic, like maybe this one, or maybe his friend. No pointing fingers, of course, but I'm pointing fingers at the same time. No, but yeah, I'm just tired of Ubisoft. I'm done with them. I want one last Sam Fisher game, and that's it. I only want one really good last Sam Fisher game. Don't put it under the same trend of all your other mediocre crap, open world garbage. And Game Awards, fix your crap. I understand that you need some advertisers for this crap, but it's a lot of like, oh, there's a bunch of famous people, or like, it's just like, you're so full of yourselves, and you're pushing your agendas and crap on people that don't need this crap. I think a perfect video that went over this, and I don't like talking about this kind of crap either. I don't like even mentioning it, but I do think that Synthetic Man made a great video on the Game Awards, and it's the exact same way I feel. I'm just freaking sick. Also, I'm sorry if if a lot of my videos do come across like I felt my Halo Infinite video came across cynical. It's hard not to be cynical when there are things that you genuinely have to talk about that hurt you or your feelings. And I'm sorry if I do the same to you. I don't mean to. that I feel like I get out of the way. I think that Halo Infinite is a good game, but there are clear problems with it. And there are even problems I don't feel like I got to mention in my review, or things that were upsides I didn't get to mention in my review. I'm not always good at reviews. I felt the best I got to making a review is my Death Stranding review, because I put a lot of attention and detail into that, where I was just at a lot of disadvantages lately because of my Elgato and crap, and how my PlayStation has been acting up in the internet. Only on my PlayStation, though. The internet's completely fine on my Xbox and Nintendo Switch for some reason. Hence why you're able to see, like, some perfect gameplay footage of me playing Gears 5 lately. And that's on cloud, by the way. So, yeah, it's just so disappointing, these things. Game Awards just shows a lot of... That's the other problem, is they barely show gameplay with the games they're announcing, or just games nobody gives a crap about. Or they're just games I just... are far off and just cinematics, and it's really boring. They're more focused on trying to make the medium a movie. They want movies, and more focused on the cutscenes and crap, storytelling, and trying to get away with Deathloop winning a bunch of awards. Those last two Game Awards robbed some really good games that deserved some of those awards. I think Direction should have gone to Psychonauts 2. And I'll give art design to Ratchet and Clank. I think Ratchet and Clank probably deserves the art design. Even though I think Psychonauts 2 is more unique in its design, just for the sake of it, really good looking game. It will wow you in places. Other than that, yeah, I just don't care. And then Doom Eternal was completely robbed. I think there was another game or two that were completely robbed from the last Game Awards. Deathloop is just not a good game. Do not care. It's a fake roguelike. It is a piece of trash. I don't care if there's a storytelling. I don't think the actors are bad with their portrayal, but they're certainly not memorable, and I don't care about them. You play on the same maps, like 4 maps or whatever, multiple times. The only difference being day and night cycle, I guess. And the art style just looks like We Happy Few if it was a Dishonored game. And that's basically what this game looks like. The art style is nothing special. Nothing special. And Deathloop did not deserve like the whatever the award was for just like the best looking art style kind of game. I forgot what that category was even called, but you understand what I'm trying to get at, and you know what I'm talking about if you know the name of it. I also don't think Halo Infinite should have won the player's voice. Like, that felt like a bunch of fanboys came together and hardcore pressed the vote button or something. It's like, no. Or made like multiple accounts just to do it. And yeah, it should not have won that. Like, I'd have to look at the list and see what I think should have won. I think Metroid Prime... No, Metroid Dread. I wish Metroid Prime 4 was out. Metroid Dread said it should have won that one. That or Psychonauts. Like, I don't care about these frickin' awards. They're a joke at this point. They're garbage. They're a lie. Nothing is fair about it, and sometimes it feels like, especially being that they brought Neil Drunkman on at the last moment, just to put that ugly cherry on top. Yeah, it's just absolutely awful. Hopefully next year's good. We have Horizon. Once again, I said I think it's overrated, but I do have hope with it. It wasn't a bad game, and I hope that they can really do something with the sequel that will wow me. And then finally, I hope that there is something good to come of God of War Ragnarok, and I'm definitely looking forward to Elden Ring. As you can see on my channel, I put up Elden Ring for my banner. I'm excited for it. I love From Software, and I'm looking forward to whenever Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, whatever that's going to be called. It's probably not even going to be Breath of the Wild 2, it's going to be something else. But we're calling it that because we have no other name, and it seems to be connected to that game and have a lot of similarities. And I can see that, or